and welcome to the CottageCutz YouTube channel. I'm so glad you could join me today. This is Marla with Mad About Cards and Crafts, and we're creating this fun Slimline card using new products from the September release. This was part of the Christmas release. It had some fantastic dies. Let me show you what we're playing with today. First, I have the Snowman with Woodsy Friends. It comes with a snowman, an owl, a fox, a gift, and then there is also a little stocking. That snowman is a wonderful size. Here we have the High Flying Snowman, which comes with an airplane, a snowman, 2 clouds, and then there is also a banner that says Joy. There I'm showing you the difference between the High Flying Snowman and the Snowman with Woodsy Friends. There's a significant difference, but it did work out to my advantage because the snowman in the airplane is going to be high in the sky and would generally be much smaller. The Santa's Delivery is a die that is packed full of wonderful images. We have Santa, his sleigh, a reindeer, a gift sack, a Christmas tree, and then there are some gifts and a candy cane. I am giving this die away today. I'll tell you more about that shortly. CottageCutz does carry a wonderful selection of slimline dies. This is a snowflake background. It does cut those snowflakes out, which you can use on a future project. So you get a 2-for-1 when you cut this out. I'm starting by using some Distress Oxide in shaded lilac. I'm going to blend that out with some Kitsch Flamingo, and finally I'll go around the outer edges with Festive Berries. You'll notice that I am leaving the bottom of the panel white, and that's because I'm going to add another product to make my snow shimmer. When I'm doing my ink blending here, typically for a night sky, I would go horizontally, but I really wanted to put the snowman in the middle, and I wanted him to have a little bit of an illumination, and I thought that I was able to achieve that by adding that wilted violet, or wait, shaded lilac. I get those two names confused. Shaded lilac to the center of my panel. I'm going to blend a little bit more of that Kitsch Flamingo. I'll come back in with that shaded lilac, and then we're going to use the Distress Sprayer from Tim Holtz, which is just basically a nice spray bottle, and I am going to add some water to my panel to lift up some of that ink. To add some additional interest and some snow to my background, I've added some gouache with some water, and I have it into a splat box, and I'm going to tap my paintbrush and get those nice fine splatters of snow all over the panel, and I love all of the texture that that brings. Here I have some Glitz glitter gel, and it is basically a white gel that has a ton of glitter in it, and we're going to create some sparkly snow for our scene to land on. As I mentioned, there is a giveaway. In order to enter the giveaway for the Santa's Delivery die set, you do need to leave a comment, like the video, and also be a subscriber. So if you haven't subscribed to the CottageCutz channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We love having you here and would love to see you back. As you can see, I am coloring up the snowman from the Snowman with Woodsy Friends. I am using some RV markers on the scarf, and I am going to keep the caps on the screen so you can see what colors I use. I start with my darkest colors on the outside edges. I blend them out with my mid-tone, and finally I add my lightest color. I do like to go around all of my images with those same colors, so whether it's my dark, mid, or light, one of those colors I'm going to use around the edges. For the band of this hat, I did use those same RV markers, and I have some W markers, W5, 3, and 1 to color up this hat. I didn't want the hat super dark. I decided I wanted to go with more of a gray tone, and I like the softness of it. For the snowman, I missed part of the footage and I apologize. I did blend out the snowman with a B. I started with a B, let's see, B1. I blended it out with the B00, and then I did use my colorless blender to blend that out even more. For the buttons, I use the W5, and then as I've mentioned in my other video, there is embossing that is done on these images. So the snowman does have indentations where the eyes should be. I'll bring in my micron pen and I am going to use that to color in the eyes. I did want to mention that we did have a giveaway for my last video, and the country cow winner was Karen Ladd. So Karen, I will have a email address for Mary Marsh in the description box below, and you do need to contact her in order to claim your prize. I am coloring the little carrot nose with a little YR. I believe it's probably a YR7 maybe. I'm going to glue that down, and then we'll add his arms. So for the arms, I think I just used a B23. I don't think I did any shading on the arms. And then for the rest of the coloring, I did it off camera. So I did put together the high flying snowman, and then I did put together my gift packages and the Christmas trees. Instead of adding the star to the Christmas tree, I'm just going to create pine trees, and we are going to add those. I did add those little white ribbons to the edges because I just thought that it was a nice little detail. It's one of the things that I love about these cottage cut dies is that when you layer them together, you do get a natural dimension. I'm a dimensional girl, so you'll see sometimes that I will add even more dimension to these, but I love the way that just layering these pieces together really bring them to life. Here I have a piece of silver glitter paper, and I am just backing that snowflake background so that I get a little bit more shimmer and shine on my card. I have 3 of those trees, as I mentioned. I put together 3 of the small presents, which were from the Santa's delivery, and the 1 large package, which was from the Snowman with Woodsy Friends. For my satchel, I did color that up with some red Copic markers, and I added a green ribbon to the edge. So you can see that I've incorporated the same colors over and over in my scene to add cohesiveness. I'm going to glue those Christmas trees back in the background, and then I'll lay my snowman in the forefront, add the presents. And one of the things that I immediately saw when I saw all of the dies that were going to be available this month is I noticed that that high flying snowman appeared to be a little bit smaller, which I'm glad that he was. And I thought it was a great idea for him to be up in the sky delivering presents to the snowman below. And so I immediately, this was the first design that I thought of when I saw these dies, and that was the one that I decided to go with first. I did use a sentiment from my stash, and I just stamped it onto some white cardstock with that same shaded lilac Distress Oxide. You can stamp with Distress Oxide. Distress ink doesn't stamp as well, but the oxide stamps well. I added the star, which came with the high flying snowman, and I'm just gluing the rest of my pieces down, and that is going to be my card for today. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I do think that this card looks like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or the Frosty the Snowman cartoons. Let me know in the description box below if you see the same thing. I just think that it looks a little bit animated. I did add some rosiness, which I forgot to mention, to the cheeks of my snowman using one of the lighter RV markers. I just think that it adds a little bit more cuteness to the scene. And I love the way that this came together. As I mentioned, I will have all of the products in the CottageCutz store linked in the description box below. There should be another video next Wednesday from one of our new designers. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a new card. I am going to mount this onto a 8 3/4 by or no, 8.5 by 3.5 inch card base. And that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, I hope that you have a fabulous day.